Hi, I'm David Harry, and in this video I'm going to be showing the differences between the internal microphones of the Yi 4K Plus action camera and the Yi Lite action camera. Alright, so the simple point of this video then is to test the internal microphones of the Yi 4K Plus action camera and the Yi Lite action camera. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go straight to a bunch of shots where I'll switch the microphones to like the low and the high position, and then I'll alternate between each of the cameras. And then what I'll do, once I've done the outdoor tests, I'll go indoors and repeat the same tests again, and then I'll come back for a summary. Okay, so to start the tests off with, I am first of all on the Yi Lite. Now, a couple of things just to bear in mind for this test. One, both of the cameras are actually on a microphone stereo bar. So what that means is I can actually get them right next to each other in the same plane, same height, everything. So that means that they're going to be the exact same distance away from my mouth for the both of them. So this test will actually give us a really good idea of relative sensitivity between each of them. The other thing to bear in mind, I've actually got the cameras naked as well, so no cases on them, and that's just so I don't impede the microphones. And also what that will mean is that they will be subject to the slight breeze that I've got going on, but that slight breeze will affect both of them, so it's a good test for this as well, I would imagine. And plus, if I was to put them in cases, it's not a fair test for its internal microphone system. Okay, so this is the Yi Lite with its internal microphones, and the setting is on high. Oh, I know, the other thing I'll do a little walk around each time I do these tests as well, just so we can hear exactly what it's like from behind. So I'll just start walking around it now. So again, this is the Yi Lite set to high with its internal mics. Now I'm directly behind the camera, looking away from it, so I'm just going to turn around and looking back at the camera now, and then I'm coming back around the front. So basically I've just done a little walk around the camera, and that should give us an idea as to how it picks up from behind, because some people might want to have, like, you know, really good clean pickup from behind as well. Okay, so that'll do for the first test. Okay, so I've now switched over onto the Yi 4K Plus, and again, same thing, it's the internal microphones, and also, like the first take with the Lite, this is set to high. So this should give us a really good idea how this compares to the high setting on the Lite. So what I'm going to do again, I'll do a little walk around as well, just so we can hear, you know, what it's going to do from behind. So basically, I'll walk around to the back of the camera. So I'm going to be like a few feet behind the camera. I'm actually looking away from the camera as I'm talking right now. Then I'm going to turn around, and then I'm looking back into the camera again, just a few feet away. Then I'll come back around again to the front. So what that should do is give us a really good idea as to the directionality of the microphones with both the cameras as I do these walk around tests. Okay, so once again, this was the Yi 4K Plus internal microphones set to high. Okay, so back onto the Yi Lite again, but this time we've got the gain setting on low. So this is the Yi Lite with its internal microphones, but with the gain on low. So what I'm going to do, I'll do the little walk around again so we can get an idea of sensitivity from behind and whatnot when it's on low. So I've kind of paused behind the camera now, and what it is, I'm looking away from the camera as I'm talking. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn back around to it now. So I'm now pointing at the camera as I'm talking, and I'm probably about 3 feet behind the camera. And so what I'll do, I'll just carry on walking around and get back around to the front again. Okay, so once again, this was the Yi Lite with its internal microphones set to low on the gain, and I've done my little talk to the front and my little walk around and talk behind the back and whatnot. So that should do for this one. Okay, and just to round up the outdoor part of these tests, I'm back over onto the 4K Plus now. And again, just like with the previous take on the Lite, I've knocked the gain so it's down onto low. So once again, this is the 4K Plus, but with the internal microphones set to low gain. And again, I'll just do a little walk around the back of the camera and whatnot. So I get to the back of the camera, I do a bit of a pause. I'm actually looking away from the camera as I'm talking right now. And then I'll turn around and then I'll look straight into the camera from behind as I'm talking. And then I'll come back around to the front again. And then that should give us a really good idea as to like how the 4K Plus sounds on its low mic setting, with me at the front talking to it, and also just moving around it as well. So that should conclude the outdoor portion of this test. I'm indoors now to do the indoor part of this testing, and I'm on the Yi Lite. Its microphone is set to high, and what I'm going to do, the same as I've done outdoors, is just do this little bit of a talk and then I'll walk around the camera. So I'll walk around the camera. Okay, so I'm walking around the camera, and what it is, I'm looking away from the camera from about 3 feet behind, and then I'm turning around and now I'm looking straight back into the camera from about 3 feet behind. Then what I'll do, I'll walk around and I'll come back in from the other side. Okay, so this was the Yi Lite set to high on its mic gain. Okay, so I'm onto the 4K Plus now, and I'm not going to labour the point here because we kind of should really have a good idea about how all this sounds now. So what I'll do, I'll just do my little walk around the camera as I'm talking. So what I'm doing, I'm getting to the back of the camera, I'm about 3 feet away. Now I'm pointing away from the camera, now I'm turning around and looking straight into the back of the camera, and I'll come back around the front. But because I'm indoors now and I'm not outside, turning away from the camera from behind, it's going to sound louder anyway because we're going to get a lot more reflection of my voice coming back into the camera. Okay, so that should do for this take, which is the 4K Plus set into high mode indoors in a living room. So this is the Yi Lite again, but this time I've set the microphone sensitivity down to low. And again, same thing, I'm just going to do a little walk around the room, and I'll get right round to the back of the camera, and then I'll look away from the camera from about 3 feet away as I'm talking. Then I'm going to turn round and I'm looking straight back into the camera. Then once again I shall come round the side and come back round to the front of the camera. Okay, so again, this was the Yi Lite indoors with the microphone set to low. Okay, and now the final take to conclude all the testing is the 4K Plus with the microphone set to low in the living room. So what I'm going to do again is just take a little walk around it. So I'm round the back again, so I'm looking away from the camera and I'm about 3 feet away. I'm turning around, I'm looking directly into the back of the camera, again about 3 feet away. And then what I'll do, I'll just come round the other side of the camera and come back to the front again. Okay, so that should conclude all of the takes. So what I'll do now, I'm going to go away and have a quick listen. And then what I'll do, I'll just do a quick summary right now. So to the summary then, and the one thing I'd like to just say up front is that I've already done a few videos with these Yi cameras, and unfortunately they've not been very favourable kind of like reviews of like functionality of the cameras and stuff. So rather than do my usual thing, which is like me kind of spiel off all the things that I kind of notice with these things, what would be really interesting is if people who've watched the video, if they could make comments. And yeah, because I've kind of really got a very strong mindset over some of the stuff that's going on here, and I don't want to be putting people off or or polluting people with my ideas. So what would be really interesting is if other people want to leave comments and maybe put stuff up for discussion. So rather than me give my opinions, what I will do is just run through a few technical things to do with the tests. Now, first up, the cameras were not touched in post afterwards. So once I get into the edit, all them volumes and the way that they sound, that's exactly as they were recorded. So any differences in tone or any differences in hiss or any differences in level and stuff like that, they are all indicative of exactly how the cameras record. So basically I've just kind of like recorded, put it into the system and pulled it back out again. And what that'll do, that gives us a really good clear indication as to what differences there are between the cameras and also their levels and stuff, and between the outdoor and the indoor recordings as well. Okay, so I think that's probably all that I've got to say on the matter up to this point, because I've still got a few other videos that I'm actually completing at the moment. But actually, one thing I will say, funny enough, is regardless of my opinion of the cameras, I've been in constant contact with Yi through the Amazon website because obviously I've had issues and whatnot, and I am going to be doing a video within the next week or two, which is just going to be a little monologue to the camera, and it's basically going to be all about how a company has gone way over the top in keeping one of their customers happy. So the one thing that I will say is that the Yi customer service is absolutely fantastic. So regardless of my thoughts on the cameras so far to date, yeah, I will just like to say right now, Yi are absolutely fantastic with their customer support. Okay, so like I say, anybody who'd like to kind of discuss the results there, please leave comments in the bottom and stuff. And also as well, if you want to see all of my Yi videos and whatnot all in one place, if you go to www.yi4kplus.com, actually the title will be on the screen here anyway for the URL. Just go there and you can check out all my Yi camera stuff. Anyway, last thing I would like to say is thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.